So there's not much more we need to do here now. We just need to kind of bring these together and kind of render these out. Let's make sure to turn that off. I'm going to set this to manual a moment while I'm kind of working on this, especially, you know, since I'm turning that off basically. Let's just drop a null at the bottom. Oh, make sure to put this before the merge, otherwise it's going to overwrite this material. There we go. I'm just going to swap them around and just call this out, render. Something we do need to add, so we need to actually render out the helicopter itself, but do the same thing as, well, not exactly the same thing actually. I'm going to set the helicopter to a matte. Okay, so come up to the heli import. We can see, we need to visualize it. We don't have the actual parameters there, so just make sure we turn them on. The object parameters, redshift, set that to matte, okay, and set the alpha to 0. So that's because you know, we're going to be laying our helicopter render on top of this render, and we want to kind of cut out wherever the helicopter is in the volume. Obviously we want to not have volume there. Okay, so you'll see what I mean when we come to kind of composite this together. Okay, so turn on matte, set the alpha to 0, and then we've got this. So make sure that you just have this. Where should we put these? I put this in there, it's just part of the render kind of thing, you know, part of lighting and cameras. So make sure you just have this visualizer on, this visualizer for the helicopter. Let me just make sure, yeah, we're just visualizing it there, and the volume cache at the bottom, okay, with this at the bottom there, like that. Great, and then we'll go into our out, and in here, so this will visualize, this will render anything that has the render flag on, the visualization flag on. Okay, so be careful with that. So we want a frame range. I'm going to do 1 to 80. There we go. Let's see, so we want, this is the correct camera, that's fine. Let's set up a resolution, so you can do whatever you want. I'm going to do 1920 by 1080. Oops. Obviously, so what we send you, the other layers of the render for the compositing part will be in this resolution. So, you know, you can obviously shrink them down if you want to do it in another resolution also. That's fine. But you know, Redshift's pretty fast, so we should be able to. You should be able to get this resolution out yourself as well. For the output, we want your path, so where you want to render these to. So typically just into your render folder, in your HIP file. Okay, so HIP render. I'm gonna call this final. Let's call this fire render or smoke render. Smoke version 1, and then /, so that will make a intermediate directory. You see this is turned on, so make a folder for me, and then smoke version 1 again. Make sure we have the file number $F3. Let me put just a dot between them to be organized, and then EXR at the end there. Okay, you can add any AOVs, I'm not going to bother here, and that's pretty much it. We'll want to just give ourselves some more samples to make sure we have a smooth render. Okay, I'm going to go up to 32 by 256 for my maximum, and that's basically it, I think. So I think we're ready to go. We will just need to render that to disk.